Hello and good morning. Let's take a look here at the bell work. All right, first of all, your homework is due. That's week 8, quarter 2. Also, you have the winter challenge. It's open till Sunday and then it's going to close. Let's take a look here. I want the area of the sector. That's going to be like a slice of pie. So for A, it's pi radius squared. Okay, but for B, it's how long this piece is. Okay, so two different problems here. Okay, so for the distance around the circle, that's pi times diameter. Make sure you know that, and make sure you know that radius is here and diameter is twice as big. Okay? All right, so anyhow, all you do is take the formula and you put the fraction. And in fact, it's the same fraction. So it's 30 degrees out of a total of 360. So let me make this a little smaller so I have some more workspace here. Okay, so in this case, both of these are going to be 30 over 360. Get your calculator out. Okay, so on this one right here, you're going to take 30 times pi times the radius squared. The radius is 5, so that's 5 times 5, all divided by 360. This one, you're going to take 30 times pi times the diameter. The diameter is 5 plus 5, which equals 10, all divided by 360. Okay? So basically, pretty much the same formulas, but one is circumference and one is area. All right, so let's work it. Do it right now. So I'm going to take 30 times 3.14 times 5 times 5, which is 25. Press equals, and then divide by 360. So the area is 6.5, and that's area, so that's going to be square inches. Okay. This one right here, you're going to take 30 times 3.14 times 10, press equals, divide by 360, and I get 2.6 inches. Okay? So the distance from here to here is 2.6 inches. Make sure you know that. Let's go to the next one here. This one is just a basic equation, how to solve it. So draw your line. This is algebra. You want to subtract 2x from both sides. And when you subtract 2x, you're going to get this. And then you're going to add 6 to this and get 10. So x equals 10. Make sure you know how to solve a basic equation. All right? And then this one right here on a new sheet of paper, copy this one down. Put a star by it. This is called segment partition. All right? And I'm going to show you an easy way to do this. All right, so first of all, I want you to draw a graph and graph these points. So when you graph these points, what you're going to have is -8, 8 down 2, put point A, and then you want to go 6 and then 19. 19 is ridiculous, but 6 and then up 19. And I'm just going to put 19 right here. Okay? So this distance from here to here, draw a right triangle like that. Remember? Square it off. Make an L. All right, now let's see here, the rise over run. Well, this one was -8 right here. And this one right here is over 6. Okay? So when you add this up, you got to change that to a plus to add it up. So the total distance is 14. That's your run. Your rise is up 19 from here to here, but it's down 2. We want to leave that as a +2 for distance. So the distance, the total distance is 21. So you have rise over run, which is your slope. Okay, write that down so you know it. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is figure out your ratio. Your ratio is 2 to 5. So you're going to add up 2 plus 5 and get 7. So it's going to be 2 out of 7 pieces. Okay, remember, take the first number. You're going from A, so it's 2 out of 7 pieces. So if you don't know any better, just start dividing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. So 2 out of 7 should be about right there. So I know right around where the answer is, okay? But we're going to figure out the specific answer, okay? So let's take 2 divided by 7 and get a decimal. So take your ratio, and you want to study this one. So you're going to get 0.285. We're going to make it 0.29, okay? So just make it 0.29. We're going to round it off to 2 places there, okay? What you want to do now is multiply. So you're going to take 0.29 times the 14 here. So 0.29 times the 14, and then 0.29 times the 21. And when you do that, okay, you're going to get 4 here, and you're going to get 6 here. Now, what you want to do here, though, is you want to take point A, and point A was a -8 and a -2, and that's your x. All right, so here's my x right here, because it was the run. So what you want to do is take this 8 right here and subtract it out of this number here. So when you subtract that 8 out, okay, you're going to end up with a -4. All right, and so that's going to give you one of your answers. This one right here, you're going to subtract this -2, or this 2 right here, to get it on the axis. So when you subtract the 2 out of here, you end up with 4. So the answer is going to be -4 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 4. And again, we didn't show 19, but there it is, and that's how you do it. And this is a good way to do it. So let's just recap. Number 1, graph the point. Number 2, draw the L. Number 3, figure out your rise and run. Okay? Take your ratio, number 4, and add your ratio up. It was 2 to 5 was the ratio. And when you add that up, you get 7. So it's 2 out of 7. You get a decimal. You multiply by the run. You multiply by the rise. And then you subtract this off to get to 0, just like you subtract this off to get to 0. And there it is, and that's how you do it. Make sure you memorize this. Let's move on here. Let's talk about today's work. Make sure you grab your worksheets over there. So here we go. So on this one right here, it says, the triangle below can be subject to reflection, rotation, translation. Which of the triangles can it coincide with? Okay, so let's take a look at that. We want to see which ones it coincides with. Well, if you notice, this one here, the sides are bigger. This one, the sides are different. This one, the sides are different. It's got to be B. I mean, that's all it could be. So for that one, which seems pretty straightforward, I would go with B. And that is the answer. Watch the next one. So on the next one here, let's see what's going on. Number 4, it says triangle that. What segment is congruent to YZ? YZ is the second and third, so you want to go second and third. So it's going to be segment QR. That's like really easy, don't miss that. In the figure it's shown, this one has 1 and 2, this one has 1 and 2. Across from that angle is this. So x minus 4 is going to be the same as 19. Real simple. All you got to do is add 5 to get rid of that. And when you do, you get 24. Make sure you understand that. Okay, move on to the next one. Try that one. All right, so the next one here, in the figure, what additional information is needed to prove side, side, side? Well, you have one side equal to one side here, okay? And then you have another side equal. So you have two sides. You need this side right here. You need to show that AC segment is congruent. Notice I started with this one and went to that one. Is congruent to DF. Make sure you name them the same way. Pattern is important. Number 3 here. For two triangles with identical orientation with rigid motion, what rigid motion is necessary for side angle side? Let me think here a minute. Okay, so they're identical. I'm going to say translation. All right, here on this one right here, because what you want to do is you want to slide this over and then slide it up so it matches. Over and up. I'm going to say translation. You don't have to reflect that one. Try the next one. This one right here, given the information regarding which statement is true. Okay, so angles C and F are not congruent. The answer is right here. Angles C and F. All right, so what you need to do is draw these triangles. So put triangle ABC. Put another triangle and call it DEF. It's always good to draw the triangles, okay? Now here it says angle A is congruent to angle D, so put a mark here. Angle B is congruent, put 2 marks, to angle E. And BC, this side right here, is congruent to EF. So I have the diagrams drawn. This is called angle, angle, side, just so you know. Angle, angle, side. All right, so they're congruent by angle, angle, side. Now, angles C and F are also congruent. And the reason why these are congruent is because corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Once you prove they're congruent, then the corresponding parts are congruent. Let's take a look at the next one. What can be used to show that angle 4 and 6? So here's 4 and 6. These are called same side interior angles, and you want them to equal 180. So let's see here. On this one right here, angle 4 and 7 are congruent, and let's see. So angle 4 and 7 are congruent and corresponding. So 4 and 7, if these are congruent, bottom, bottom, top, top, bottom, bottom, if 4 and 7 are congruent, then these angles have to be 180. And that's your answer there. All right, we'll do one more, and then I'll let you finish it up. Okay, last one here. It says, for what value of x will they be parallel? Well, this is alternating interior here, or exterior rather. So this one is alternating exterior. Remember 1 dot? 2 dot. This one has 2 dots, so that's your transversal. So F will be parallel to G if these are equal. So what you want to do is, let's see what it says here. The answer on this one is going to be C, the converse of the alternating exterior angle. In other words, if exterior angles are equal, then the lines are parallel. If the lines are parallel, then these are equal. So that's called the converse. Okay? Alternating exterior theorem. Looks like they had that one twice. All right, that's it. Finish up this packet. Let's turn our attention now to MCR. All right, so on MCR, number 1, you have homework due. Week 8, and then you have a test. Make sure you work on that test. All right, let's keep moving. On this one right here, this is the difference of 2 squares. Put an x and a y, an x and a y. 9 times 9 is 81, a plus and a minus, and you're done. This one right here, you have to distribute the negative. So this is going to change to a plus. This is going to change to a negative. This is going to change to a negative. So a negative 3 and a positive 2 gives you a negative 1x. And then this one and this one gives you a negative 2, and you're done. Make sure you work your test, and today you have this worksheet here. And by the way, this test here, parents, if you're listening, this test will count for number 2 if they missed it, because it's the same exact test. The concepts are very similar. All right, there it is. Have a good morning.